We're here today to talk about the music industry and more specifically rap and hip hop music. And Tristan is a resident expert on the industry. So I'm going to go ahead and start it off. So what do you think about the current trends in hip hop culture and rap culture and where that's taking the genre? For example, like Playboy Cardi's Baby Voice and things like that.
Um, I think that hip hop has always been a genre that puts experimental aspects first, and a lot of the time that results in great music. I mean, you see artists like Kanye and Kendrick that are commercially great and critically acclaimed, and part of what makes them so great is their experimental or the experimental aspect of their music. So with artists like Playboy Cardi doing the baby voice, it's just part of the evolution of hip hop. And although it may not stick, it's part of what makes the genre great. And I think it's necessary for people to keep innovating and make music that sounds fresh.
Awesome. Like building on that, what do you think the next step in that evolution is? Like where do you think like the newer artists are gonna go with that development?
Well, it's hard to say exactly where music's gonna go, or at least hip hop in general. But something that we're seeing like more and more often is sampling and kind of reusing music from the past and from different genres and really blending it into hip hop. And so more and more we're seeing like different subgenres of hip hop, like jazz infused and like rock infused hip hop. So I think it's just, I guess, kind of blending different genres might be the future, um, and having something that's not necessarily diluted, but I think it's just going to be kind of like a melting pot of different genres incorporated into hip hop. And then there's still going to be those like classic artists, or not classic, but more traditional sounding hip hop artists that have, that like boom bap, like East Coast sounding, almost classic hip hop sound to them.
Are there any like artists that you really enjoy? Not just that are like your favorite artists, but people that like aren't necessarily the mainstream, like not the guys that you're seeing that are headlining music festivals and selling out concerts at big arenas, but guys that one day you think will be.
It's hard to predict exactly who's going to blow up and be the next like mainstream J. Cole, Kendrick, or Drake. But it's definitely going to be an artist that uh, has the ability to utilize trends and utilize like, you know, basically just current trends in hip hop, but then also has their own style to it. As far as artists that I think are underrated or aren't getting enough recognition, there's definitely some people on the label Dreamville. JID is a big one. I think he has a very high potential and is probably going to blow up. And, you know, I don't know if he'll get to the J. Cole status or, as big as one of those guys, but he's definitely going to, be bigger than he is now. I mean, in a year from now, considering that he'll be able to tour and gain an audience, I think he'll be way bigger. And then also this guy Guapdad 4000, which I know that's a very funny name, but he's actually really good, and I think he's gonna blow up in the near future as well. Does
Okay.
that kind of answer it?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for being my guest on this show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I'll see you in a minute.
All right. Later, Rumi.